So today's lesson is going to be on 7-3, and it is multiplying and dividing one step inequalities. So essentially it's exactly what we did on Monday, except we have multiplication and division instead. So the first example we are going to do, you might see something that says 4y is greater than or equal to, we'll go with 24. So first you have to solve it. And to solve it, we have to get the y by itself. So we know that if it's 4y, those are being multiplied. So to undo multiplication, we need to do the opposite, which is to divide. We need to divide whatever needs to go away from the y, and that is a 4. So we are going to divide by 4 on the left, divide by 4 on the right. Make sure you are showing your work for each of these steps. So then the 4's cancel out, leaving y all by itself. We bring the inequality symbol down, so greater than or equal to, and then we solve 24 divided by 4, which is going to equal a 6. So here is my solution. So when you are asked to find the solution, this is what they are looking for. And you are also going to be asked to graph it. So if we remember, when it says greater than or less than, we use an open circle. If it is greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, we use a closed circle. So since it says greater than or equal to, we are going to need a closed circle at 6. And since it says greater than, we need to think, which way do the numbers get bigger? And that would be to the right. So we are going to put our arrow going to the right. So in order to get full points, you are needing to, number 1, show work. Number 2, get a solution. And number 3, have your graph. So make sure we are doing all 3 things when we are solving these problems. So let's do another example. What if it said x over 5 is less than, actually, let's do 25 is less than x over 5. Okay, so when the variable is over a number, that means division. So what is going to undo division? That would be multiplication. So we need to multiply on each side, and the 5 is what we need to get rid of. So we are going to multiply by 5 on each side. So the 5 is gone, and we have the x still. I'm going to copy down my symbol, and then we have 5 times 25 would be 125. Okay, if you think back to the other day though, when we graph it, we want the variable on the left and your number to the right. And when we swap the order of those two things, we also need to swap the inequality symbol. So we need to flip it around so it will become greater than. So if you notice, the mouth is open towards the X in the top one, so we flip it so that it is still open towards the X when we put it to the left. So this would be my solution. And when I make my graph, if 125 is in the middle, there is not the equal to sign, so we are going to leave it open because it can't be equal to. And since x is greater than 125, we need to go towards the larger numbers, which would go to the right. I'll do one more example. What if I have 8 is less than or equal to 0.25y. Now, I know we always freak out whenever we see a decimal, but I promise you that you can do it. We use the exact same way that we would to get y by itself. Since those are squished together, that means multiplication. So to undo it, we are going to divide by 0.25 on each side. So the 0.25 is gone. And then we have less than or equal to, and that would become 32. So when we are setting these up, the number on top goes inside, and the number on the bottom goes outside. So remember, our 8 right now is a whole number, so the decimal is here. So we need to go 1, 2 places to the right, 1, 2 places to the right, which means we need to add 2 zeros. So 25 cannot go into 8, but it could go into 80 3 times. 3 times 25, so think about quarters. If you have 3 quarters, you have 75 cents. So we would have 5 left over. Bring down the next number, which is a 0. 25 can go into 50 twice, which is 50. And we are done. So that is where our 32 would come from. So once again, my variable is on the right, it is on the right. We want it to be on the left. So if we flip that order, we also flip the inequality symbol. So at 32, it says or equal to. So it needs to be a filled in circle, and it's greater than. So once again, we are going to the right. So you are now doing problems 1 through 10. No partners, please. Get this done. When you are finished, raise your hand to check your answers. And if they are mostly correct, you will be given the exit slip password. Please make me proud. I will see you guys tomorrow.